Course 2, Event Marketing, Topic 5, Funding the Event Marketing Program. Steps to creating a marketing plan. Your first step would be to develop a plan that will look at the options, resources, strategy, materials, implementation process, and evaluation of your marketing program. In this stage, you will want to research not only the history for this event or client, but also what other similar clients might be doing and the trends for this type of event or client. What has been done before? What materials are available or preferred? When and how long will implementation take place? Who will be involved? What will success be measured by? As you can imagine, this will vary for the type of event, social, nonprofit, corporate, or community. Depending on the client, you may be creating a program from scratch and have lots of responsibility for developing the ideas, or you may need to work with a team or hierarchy, getting approvals as the plans unfolds. Options. What are your options, considering your audience, client's goals, givens, and wish list? How will you fund it, and what constraints or requirements does your client have? Developing a marketing budget is an important first step, as it will be considered in an overall event budget and will allow for evaluation when the question is asked, was it worth the expense, and which marketing purchases yielded the best outcome? Remember, the marketing budget will be one part of the overall event budget, and the more detail you can provide, the better. Don't miss items such as postage, envelope cost, hosting fees for websites, or delivery fees, overnight or next day if you are short on time. The more accurate you are with your budget, the better you can inform your client, and the less likely they will be upset or surprised with any final bills from you. Over what period of time will the marketing plan take place? How long do you have before your event may drive your decisions on which marketing device will be most effective? Back into your timeline from your end date to ensure timely development of materials and proper execution. Who will help you execute? Is it up to you to create and deliver the plan? What other contacts are available to help the client reach their goals? Will it be up to you to drive attendance at the event, or will there be a board or committee to assist? Will you be initiating and tracking all activities, including financial, success of outreach, and contact management? Will you have internal designers to assist with messaging? Will you create marketing materials on your own, or will the budget allow for the use of outside? Line items to consider in your budget. Consider all the possible print items you might use. Depending on the client, social, nonprofit, or corporate, you may have items like signage, personalized favors, or logos to develop. Media will allow you to reach the masses, but you should understand your target audience and the effectiveness of your media outlet to reach them before spending the money on this. Social media is often a low or no-cost option, but there will be some labor involved. On the next slide, we'll take a look at some samples within these categories and what costs might also be involved. Budgeting these costs. When looking at the various marketing options, don't forget the little hidden costs like labor to assemble, delivery of materials, setup at an event. While some online options can be lower cost than print, you may still have hosting fees, creative development, technology costs, and labor to keep your materials up to date. For web-based work, make sure your content is current, professional, and original. Resources. For a social client, this will mean funds available to pay for the marketing efforts. What is their budget for invitations, print materials, giveaways, or other unique branded items for the event? For a corporate client, a look at the budget is also in order. How much is apportioned for marketing and promotion efforts? Are there in-house resources that can assist with production of materials such as assembly, printing, or mailing? Even if there are, you should consider the actual costs of goods to provide a clear picture of what the marketing program will cost. For a nonprofit client, a look at budget and income that is expected from sponsors, grants, or other endowments are in order. In the case of a meeting or conference, the client may charge an admission or registration fee to attend the conference. This will also offset costs, including marketing. Strategy. Start your marketing plan by looking at what the client has done in the past. If it's a first-time event, look at their culture and style to select the appropriate mediums for marketing their event. You will want to continue the marketing program in the same style or brand to create consistency. Take a look at what the competition might be doing. Are they using email campaigns, mailed flyers, or advertising in a local or regional publication? Call and ask. Ask them what has worked and what hasn't to save time and mistakes. Create an initial budget to compare options and pricing. Consider how much time you have until your event. If you have a short window of time, you may miss any print deadlines and publications, but can use internet resources to get your message out quickly. There are many free or low-cost options, but you'll want to make sure they meet the brand and culture criteria for your client. Pull together a timeline. Figure in time for proofing and revisions, and time to research and track any press mentions. Consider the timeliness of getting event photos to the press and courting photographers to attend your event. Materials. Now for the fun part, putting together the marketing materials. If you have a love for creating, writing, or graphic design, you might want to create some of the materials in-house. If you do, make sure you charge for your time and materials. If the budget is low, you may have to do some of this yourself, but if you can afford to, bring in a vendor that you know will fit the style of your client. Create a realistic timeline to ensure the project runs smoothly. They may have to consider other projects they are juggling, so make sure they're aware of your needs and deadlines. You'll want to develop a solid book of vendors, printers, designers, web professionals, all vendors to turn to support you. If you need the star factor at your event to get publicity, ask your board, committee, client, or friends who they know they might consider attending the event. Unless the event is near and dear to their hearts, there will be fees involved and expenses such as travel, hotel, meals, and possibly management fees. You may reach out for donations from sponsors, especially for a nonprofit client or social client. Vendors that wish to showcase their products may also donate for a goodie bag or be featured as part of your marketing efforts. Friends of the bride or guests of honor may want to provide a favor as a gift, creating an opportunity to save money and connect with a guest at the event. Implementation. When you're ready to work through your timeline, consider the moving pieces and how they will all be managed. Who will be producing or writing marketing materials? Are they aware of the timeline and goals and objectives? Are they aware of deadlines and the impact their part plays on others? Who will give feedback? Do you need the CEO or bride to approve every stage of the execution? Realize this may slow the process down, so factor in more time if you think you have any micromanagers. Make sure you listen to the feedback you get so you can correct or redesign as needed. If the messaging just isn't right, change it before you send out the next e-blast. If part of your marketing plan is to get customers or guests to attend or donate, it'll be critical to gather data and maintain a database of information. For a social client, you may be tracking RSVPs, selection of food choices, sizes of t-shirts, or preferences of programs. For a nonprofit client, you may be collecting very important donation information and credit card numbers. Some of this may be confidential and time sensitive, so putting the right systems in place is crucial. Look at a variety of programs and options that will fit your needs and budget before you start gathering data. You'll impress your client when you show them the time you have saved and the value of your marketing efforts if it returns new donors or sponsors to their cause. As your marketing plan is being executed, consider what is working, what needs tweaking, and what just isn't a good choice, and don't be afraid to suggest change midstream. The end of event valuation will give the most important information, but improvements along the way are always a good thing. Evaluation. The importance of evaluation at the end of an event should never be underestimated. For any type of client, a reflection of what has worked and what didn't can help the client and you as a planner as you apply the information you've learned to other clients. Consider the effectiveness in terms of time, expense, and outcome. Was the expense worth the time? Do you need to wait longer to see if an additional result or additional results will surface over a longer period of time? Maybe the fact that everything coordinated and looked seamless is the mark of success for your bride or social client. Objective measurements such as ROSI, return on sponsorship investments, are best used for a trade show or a nonprofit client as they track sales or donations of their product after the event or consumer awareness results after sponsoring a community event. It's always most effective to show the expense of each marketing program and counterbalance it with tangibles such as an increase in donations, product purchases, or attendee enrollments. This will show your value as an events professional and a partner in their marketing efforts.